I swear my kids can come up here and do this. I teach them this. What we gonna talk about is fear. My definition of fear is false expectations appearing real. Now, since we don't know really how the brain or how our mind looks, I'm gonna give you a picture. Like I said, my kids can do this. They'll tell you. Fear. This represents the conscious mind. This represents the subconscious mind. In your subconscious mind, the why idea of fear. Fear is settled in your subconscious mind. What the fear does to you mentally is it puts up a terror barrier on both sides. Terror barriers is a blockage. It's pretty much putting you in a bubble inside of your head. You're in a bubble. And on both sides of your head, it's blocking. What is it blocking? It's blocking you from consciously thinking. Fear blocks you from thinking. For an example, my daughter was scared to go in the bathroom, but she needed to use the restroom, so she ended up peeing on herself. So the fear blocked her from consciously going into the restroom even though she needed to go in there. This fear is something else. The terror barrier is allowing you not to get, you're stuck in your head. You're just so scared of something. Some of the stuff that you're scared of, it's an illusion, like being afraid of the dark and stuff like that. So what these terror barriers does, it makes your heart beat faster. Now we're talking about the central nervous system here. Fear shuts off the thinking because there's terror barriers on the left and right hemisphere of your brain where your central nervous system is at. It makes your heart beat faster. Now, thousands of years ago, fear might have been cool for fighting bears and fighting stuff in the jungle. Fight or flight. I'm sure you heard of that before. But in 2019, fearing the dark, fearing of getting stuff done. Now we're gonna go into more and elaborate more on it, what fear is, but this is just an overview. So now you have your bubble, you have your fear, you have your left and right hemisphere, you have your heart beating, and guess what? Here's the kicker. All this is happening inside of your mind. Outside of your mind is nowhere to be found. So my question is when you're fearing something, is it in your mind or is it outside of you? That's what you got to think about. Your fear is inside of you. It's thoughts, different thoughts, collective of thoughts over the time that got the fear in you in the first place. Most of your fear is from the past. It's not present moment stuff. So is fear thinking? No, you're not thinking. What do we do to get rid of fear? We have an XY idea. I usually just say courage. Use a little courage. And your X idea of courage, you want to plant that into your subconscious mind over and over and over and over again until that X idea comes down here, destroys that fear. You want to conquer your fear with the complete opposite of courage. Soon as courage hits, the fear leaves, your terror barrier leaves, and you can get out of your head. Heart rate goes back to normal, and you're good. And you can use this for anything. I'm just saying fear. I mean, when it comes to paradigms, that could be for anything. You can have a why idea of, like, I'm gonna do how my kids do. Why idea of you just a sad person. You got unconscious triggers in your mind that always tends to make you sad all the time. Well, in order to get rid of the sad, you have to have an XY idea of being happy. Practice being happy. Practice over and over and over and again. You want to keep continuing to put happy thoughts into your conscious mind and find out other ways of making yourself happy. Eventually, in 21 days, I say more than 21 days. If I'm finna change a why idea in my subconscious mind, I'll go 90 days. 21 days of happy thoughts will destroy that why idea. It'll go away. And subconsciously, you'll be happy. This is elementary, but it's so simple yet so misunderstood. So, you can teach this to a kid. So this is what you want to do to get rid of your paradigms. What I've been doing is I'll do a 90-day affirmation. Let's say that you have an anger issue. You want to write down from the time you wake up to the middle of the day and to the time that you go to sleep. In a notebook, you want to write down. Always start your affirmations with happy and grateful. Grateful meaning you're showing gratitude. Happy meaning some emotion. You want to put some emotion to what you're trying to change. And you say now because your subconscious mind doesn't pick up the future or the past. It only picks up the present. That's why I keep telling y'all to stay in the present. If you stay in the present, your paradigms they're not gonna be able to do the damage that it's doing to you. So in the present moment, from the time you wake up, and then somewhere in the middle of the day, and somewhere before you go to bed, you want to put, I am so happy and grateful now, and plug in what you're trying to change about your subconscious mind. You can put now that I am, because I am is present tense, happy. You might not be happy. You might not be a happy person. You might be a person with an anger issue. But if you do this for 90 days, do it for 90 days. Don't skip a day. Keep doing this for 90 days, and then after 90 days, sit down with, I'm getting too besides myself. Before you even start this, you want to write down how your anger is. The triggers, everything. You might want to ask your mom and dad or people around you what makes you angry. You want to learn everything about your anger. So when you go down and write this every day for 90 days, and then on the 90th day you want to make an evaluation. Has there been a change? You're going to see a change in 90 days because you're playing with your central nervous system here. You're rewiring your central nervous system. So after the 90 days, you want to write down the phenomenon that you happen. Are you starting to be happy and grateful to being happy? It's gonna, I'll put it like this. Let's say if you're at 100% upset, in 90 days, you're probably gonna be at maybe 70%. Then you want to turn around, do another 90 days. After another 90 days, you might be down to 40%. That's depending on how strong your anger is. After another 90 days, you might be down 10%. This affirmation is going to start plugging in. Now, see, this is the best way to break paradigms. You take all your paradigms, you write them down. Everything you want to change about yourself. You put them in the present tense, and you go 90 days, non-stop. Morning, noon, and night, writing that down. When you wake up in the morning, write it down. Wake up in the somewhere in the evening time, write it down. Somewhere at night time, write it down. And also, here's a kicker for you. I know some of y'all got iPhones. Take your iPhone and go under the recording, the little guitar thing, I don't know what it's called. Record yourself saying your affirmations. And while you're asleep, let it play in your ear for those 90 days. So you're going to be writing it down, and you're going to be letting the recording of yourself saying this play in your ear all night long. What this is doing to you, it is hot wiring your subconscious mind to be so happy and grateful now that you are happy. Now you can plug in whatever you want to. Now you could have put, I am a multimillionaire. And now when it comes to money, you have a behavior about money that you learned from your parents. Whatever your parents believe about money or your environment is the way you believe in it. So it might be a little stronger than when it comes to money and finances. That's a strong paradigm. You might want to go do a 90 days. You might then turn around. You want to keep, matter of fact, you want to keep doing that. Make it a lifetime thing with the money thing, because them paradigms are strong. But stuff like behaviors and stuff, I say about 180 days of doing this and they'll knock a behavior out. This is what I meant by your brain is the most powerful, well, your thoughts and thinking is the most powerful thing that you can possibly do. And they didn't teach us this. So, you want to think your way into success. You want to think your way into results. And the only way to get results is to think. Don't think that you're going to wake up tomorrow and have a different idea on life. Your ruling state of mind is whatever it is right now. It's going to be hard to change your ruling state of mind if you don't program your subconscious mind. So, like I said, write down your affirmations in present. So I am so happy and grateful now that blah, 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 blah. Before you start doing that, write down the assessment of where you're at right now. Then, knock them 90 days out. Write it down morning, noon, and night, and have a recording of yourself saying it at night while you sleep. I guarantee you, if you follow this, when it comes to behavior, I guarantee, keep doing it every night. Give yourself 90-day evaluations until you get where you need to be on your affirmations. That is how you deal with affirmations. I know you've heard other people had said it another way, but this is the true way of doing it. Trust me, it works. I'm out of here. I gotta go pick up my cousin.